We've got a special guest joining us today. It's Hudson and Aly, and a chance to catch up with Andrew from Project 86. Andrew, you've got the new book, the OMNI novel out, and we've got to talk about it. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. It's been a minute, and always a pleasure. Thanks for thinking of me and all those good things. Yeah, I'm excited to talk about this new book that I just finished. It was many years in the making.
Yeah,
believe it or not.
The pleasure is all ours, Andrew. So first of all, most people know you from Project 86. They're gonna know all your music, and you've written a ton of songs over the years. But how is writing a novel like this different from all the songs that you've written?
It's definitely a bigger task. This took about 4 years to finish, and I had written several books along the way, but never a novel. I actually did write one back in 2002 when we released our third album, Truthless Heroes,
Mm-hmm.
but I never released it. I just wasn't happy
Dang.
with how it turned out. Yeah, it was a lot of work. It's the only time I've ever put so much time into a project and had it never come out. So there was always that itch in the back of my mind, like I gotta do a novel at some point. It was a little intimidating at first. Of course, I've read a lot of fiction over the years, but when you get into writing fiction, or in this case, a version of fiction that's also based upon reality, there are so many more things to consider than writing a song or even writing autobiographical content. Because I just released another book. I actually wrote 2 books at the same time, which I'll never do again. That was crazy. I released another book called I Need Truth.
Okay.
And that dropped about 6 months ago. And that's basically an autobiographical journey through my music career, right? Project 86.
Yeah.
Much easier to write that. Much easier.
That's right. I guess you don't have to worry about continuity or anything like that, right?
Yeah, you're just telling what happened.
Yeah.
You know, when you're writing a novel, you know, there are so many other things to consider. You know, character development, dialogue. You know, the evolution of a story. You know, how do I keep people engaged? Is this believable but also fantastic? Are all the plot lines internally consistent? Are you resolving those plot lines in a satisfactory manner? Are you keeping the pages turning? Are you creating cliffhangers at the end of each chapter? You know, there are so many considerations.
Right.
But most of it revolves around story structure, right? So it is similar to writing lyrics in a sense, insofar as you're still taking the listener, or the reader in this case, on a journey,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to keep them engaged. But you have to keep them engaged over a much, longer period of time, across many pages, right?
I guess so.
Versus a 3 to 5 minute song.
Yeah.
Yeah, so very different there. Well, Andrew, I was going to tell you, I am a huge reader, and this year I've been trying to read 100 books in a year. So I'm adding OMNI to the list.
Cool.
But I wanted to know from you, there's so many people that tell me all the time they struggle to read. And one thing that helps them is if it's an audiobook. So do you have any plans in the future to make OMNI an audiobook?
You know, it's interesting. I recorded an audiobook for I Need Truth.
Yes,
the other
I
book
saw
that.
that.
Yep.
And I didn't mean to plug that any harder than OMNI. I know we're talking about the OMNI novel, and we will. I got to give you guys my elevator pitch at some point here.
Yeah.
But I recorded an audiobook. It was also my first audiobook for I Need Truth. And it's double the page length than OMNI. So it took quite a while to record. And there was, I think on the daily, when I sat down to do it, because it was something that I offered as a pre-order. So I was obligated to do it. Every single day I sat down, and the first mistake I would make in dictating and reading, right? I would go, why did I do this to myself? Every single day. So if the demand is there for the audiobook for this, I'll do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I totally realize audiobooks have become a lot more popular in recent years as attention spans have waned.
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat. I mean, I'm a longtime reader, and it is hard for me to finish books.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's easy for me to start them and read
Yeah.
the first 50 pages, but and maybe this is just me, but it's very difficult for me to find either a title or an author that I enjoy enough to finish it,
Mhm.
right?
No,
So
yeah, that's not just
it's
you.
it's on the table
Yeah.
to do an audiobook. I just on my end, my audience have purchased way more of the print copies than anything else.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I just released an ebook. It's just a PDF, but of the OMNI novel. We'll see how many of those we sell. If we have some demand for an audiobook, we'll definitely do it. It just released, so we'll see. And this is a self-publishing situation, so I need to feel like it would warrant the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, attention. Everybody's attention span is getting shorter, including Andrew's for recording.
Yeah,
That's a lot of work. We talk for a living. We get it.
Amen.
Yeah,
to
we
that,
definitely
man.
get it.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I wish you guys could have seen me every day. Why? Why did I agree to do this to myself?
we live in recording like things that are 30 seconds or less, and the amount of takes we have to do to just
So
get that right.
frustrating.
So we totally get it. OMNI is the new novel from Andrew, a Project 86. So give us, obviously you can't give too much away, of course. And I'm sure it ties in quite a bit to the OMNI album that you put out, the double album. But, give us, convince somebody who's on the fence right now why they should pick up OMNI, the new novel.
So if you enjoyed the music, OMNI is a double album, OMNI Part 1 and Part 2. And this novel is based upon OMNI Part 1. So directly tied to the lyrics, it's definitely an exposition of every song. So each song has a chapter. So from a simple aspect of being a fan of the music, or if you enjoy the music, this will give you an enhanced experience because it will show you, hey, this is what's being explored in the song. From a story standpoint, the premise is this. A big tech company rises to power, becomes a global technocracy. The corporation is called OMNI. Where every good piece of futurism or sci-fi or dystopia needs an evil corporation, right?
Yes,
So,
of course.
OMNI is a big tech company. Think, Google meets Meta. And they come to power on the back of a series of wildly popular apps they invent. And this story revolves around their latest application, which is about to drop, which is rumored to expand human lifespans. So there's a transhumanism element to this entire thing. And the story follows the main character, the lead character, the protagonist, is an influencer for OMNI Social Media, which is the final remaining social media company. And it sort of documents his rise in popularity and his becoming increasingly aligned with the technocracy as someone who was raised in a traditional and it's more implied than direct Christian family. So the real premise and the real exploration in the novel is what would happen if we were each given the opportunity to live forever or cheat death through digital means, and what would it say about human nature if that were possible. So it's definitely a sort of a mind-bending kind of journey. There's a lot of AI involved, and it's definitely exploring mankind's true self, basically, and who we are as human beings, especially apart from God.
Wow.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
I know. Yeah.
I'm excited to read it.
It's working. It's working. I just hope that this is more of a science fiction fairy tale, and we don't get too real with it. You know what I mean? like that we don't live through too much of this in our lifetimes.
I'm seeing some parallels.
Definitely based upon a lot of observations and pieces of content that I absorbed along the way, and even some real life characters and scenarios that seem to be presenting themselves increasingly every single day.
Yeah.
Our relationship with AI is evolving quickly.
Yeah.
And obviously there are a million films and books and television shows out there that delve into this. And I tried to take a patchwork of all, create a patchwork of all those influences and tell my own story that has a bit of the biblical narrative transposed, or at least the theory of the biblical narrative about what things might look like in the future. Current events, there's a lot of that going on, mixed with, fantasy or sci-fi.
I like
I
it.
love it. Love it. Well, check out OMNI, the novel. We will have the link posted everywhere here at RadioU.com and in the app and et cetera, et cetera. So make sure you check out the new novel from Andrew from Project 86. Thanks for joining us, Andrew. We're excited to check it out.
Visit us, project86.com. Go to the store. You can pick up a copy in print or ebook at this point. If there's demand, I may do an audiobook at some point. It sounds fun to me when I'm talking about it right now.